शिकुज बुध गुरु शुक्र शनैश्चर राहु केतु नेतारं राजकुमारं रामं पवनजाप्तम् अवनीजमनोहरं भज रे मानस श्रीरघुवीरं भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदं वासुदेवं हरिं भज रे मानस ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ 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 ಫಣಿಯ ಮೆಟ್ಟಿ ಬಾಲವ ಪಿಡಿದು ಕುಣಿದಾಡುತ್ತ ಪಾದದೊಳೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಫಣಿಯ ಮೆಟ್ಟಿ ಬಾಲವ ಪಿಡಿದು ಕುಣಿದಾಡುತ್ತ ಪಾದದೊಳೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಮುಂಗುರುಳುಂಗುರ ಜಡೆಗರಳೇಲೆ ಪೊಂಗೊಳಲಲಿ ರಾಗಂಗಳ ನುಡಿಸುತ್ತ ಮುಂಗುರುಳುಂಗುರ ಜಡೆಗರಳೇಲೆ ಪೊಂಗೊಳಲಲಿ ರಾಗಂಗಳ ನುಡಿಸುತ್ತ ತ್ರಿಭಂಗಿಯಲಿಂದು ದಿಗಿ ತಾಂಗಿಣ ತ್ರಿಭಂಗಿಯಲಿಂದು ದಿಗಿ ತಾಂಗಿಣ ತಕ ಧಿಮಿಯೆಂದು ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ತ್ರಿಭಂಗಿಯಲಿಂದು ದಿಗಿ ತಾಂಗಿಣ ತಕ ಧಿಮಿಯೆಂದು ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಫಣಿಯ ಮೆಟ್ಟಿ ಬಾಲವ ಪಿಡಿದು ಕುಣಿದಾಡುತ್ತ ಪಾದದೊಳೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಪ್ರಕಟದಿ ದಿನಗಳು ಪರಿಚಾರಂಗಳು ವಿದಳಿತ ನಾಟಕ ಭೇರಿಗಳು ಪ್ರಕಟದಿ ದಿನಗಳು ಪರಿಚಾರಂಗಳು ವಿದಳಿತ ನಾಟಕ ಭೇರಿಗಳು ತೋಂಕಿಣಿ ತೋಂ ತರಿ ಕಿಟ್ಟ ತೋಂಕಿಣಿ ತೋಂ ತರಿ ಕಿಟ ತಕ್ಕ ಧಿಮಿತ ಕಿಟ ಶಬ್ದರಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಫಣಿಯ ಮೆಟ್ಟಿ ಬಾಲವ ಪಿಡಿದು ಕುಣಿದಾಡುತ್ತ ಪಾದದೊಳೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಪಂಚಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಲಘುವಿಡಿದೊಮ್ಮೆ ಗಣಪತಿ ನರಸಿಂಹ ಕೋನೇರಿ ತಿಮ್ಮ ಪಂಚನಾಟಕ ವೇದವ ವಾಚಿಸುತ್ತ ಪಂಚನಾಟಕ ವೇದವ ವಾಚಿಸುತ್ತ ಉಡುಪಿಲಿ ನಿಂದನು ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ವಿಠಲ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಫಣಿಯ ಮೆಟ್ಟಿ ಬಾಲವ ಪಿಡಿದು ಕುಣಿದಾಡುತ್ತ ಪಾದದೊಳೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕುಣಿದಾಡೋ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ತುಪ್ಪವ ಕಾಲುವೆ ಹರಿಸಿ ಶುಕ್ರವಾರದ ಪೂಜೆಯ ವೇಳೆಗೆ ಅಕರೆಯುಳ್ಳ ಅಳಗಿರಿದಂಗನ ಚೊಕ್ಕ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ರಾಣಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮನೇ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ. हरि ओम.
Hari Om. Today, I am sure all of you know, is a very special day. Today is Ramana Jayanti, 148th Ramana Jayanti today. And in fact, all study group members know that this year, Pujya Brahmaji has given Upadesh Sara as the sadhana text. Today's Aarti Seva will be by Srimati and Sri Chandrasekhar, Sri HVK Gupta family, and Dr. Suchita Nadigar. We request them to kindly come forward and perform the Aarti.
आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की दिव्य रूप मूर्ति करुणा की, आरती सद्गुरु की। चरणों में उनके शांति समाए, चरणागत की भ्रांति मिठाए, पाप ताप संताप हरण की, आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। वेद उपनिषद गीता को गाया, धर्म सनातन फिर से जगाया, शुद्ध नीति प्रीति शंकर की, आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। सिद्ध बारी की तपोभूमि में नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे, भक्त हृदय आनंद स्रोत की, आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।
Hari Om. Audible? Little sound. Hari Om. Better? Clear? No? All right, we'll start. हरि 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 स्मरण करो, हरि 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 स्मरण करो, हरि चरण कमल ध्यान धरो, हरि चरण कमल ध्यान धरो, हरि 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 स्मरण करो, मुरली माधव सेवा करो, मुरली माधव सेवा करो, मुरहर गिरिधारी भजन करो, मुरहर गिरिधारी भजन करो, हरि 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 स्मरण करो, हरि चरण कमल ध्यान धरो, मुरली माधव सेवा करो, मुरहर गिरिधारी भजन करो, हरि 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 स्मरण करो, हरि स्मरण करो, हरि स्मरण करो, सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै, तेजस्विना तमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। So far we have seen Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Sankhya Yoga is actually the goal, Sankhya Nishtha, the ultimate goal of self-realization. That experience is called as Sankhya. So when we say Sankhya means self-knowledge, we are not referring to the intellectual self-knowledge, but we are referring to the experiential knowledge that happens as the culmination of study of Upanishads. Now, in order to reach that Sankhya Nishtha, where we have to start? We have to start with Karma Yoga. We understood what is Karma Yoga, why Karma Yoga, what does it give. Karma Yoga gives Chitta Shuddhi, purity of mind. Karma Yoga makes me eligible for knowledge. So once I gain this Karma Yoga, once I gain this Chitta Shuddhi through Karma Yoga, then starts the Jnana Yoga, which we saw in the last session, which starts with you approaching a Guru. You approaching a Guru means what? The attitude that you must have, the attitude of humility, attitude of surrender. Then you approach and then ask pertinent questions. Correct? Not any general questions of the world. What is your opinion about India-USA conflict? That's not the topic that you should ask Sadguru about. That you ask some politician or some political analyst. You ask pertinent question. How can I get liberated? How to get out of this samsara? What is the purpose of life? Pariprashnena. And then you serve. You serve the Guru so that you get tuned with the Guru. So when Guru gives knowledge, at that very moment, it happens. So this is called Guru Upasadana. Guru Upasadana. Upasadana means to go near the Guru, to approach Guru. Now here one point I must mention, and then we will go into today's topic. We can never find Guru. If we are thinking that, okay, I am going to conduct interviews, let me put ad into the newspaper, and nowadays what, LinkedIn and Indeed, etc., those websites are there. What? We are hiring. What? Guru. You ask Guru. Here also Guru Prasad. Where is Guru Prasad? He also, we are hiring. Into that business only he is. You can hire him, but you cannot hire the Guru. Why? Because you can never interview and find out whether that is the right Guru or not. We saw in the last session also, who is a Guru? Guru is Shrotriya Brahmanistha, who is well learned in the scripture and has realized Brahman. Now, can we find out whether the Guru has learned scriptures well or not? We can't find out. Why? For that I need to study first. Can we find out whether Guru is Brahmanistha or not? No. For that I need to be Brahmanistha first. So I am in no position to decide who is the right Guru. Often people give example, Swami Vivekananda went in search of Guru. Actually he did not go in search of Guru. he went in search of God. If you see carefully, he asked one question to everybody: have you seen God? So when Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said that I have not just seen God, but I can show you also God, and I see that God more clearly than I am seeing you, then he understood this is my Guru. He did not go, Vivekananda did not go in search of Guru. And if you really read the life of both these masters, you will know that before this incident happened, Swami Vivekananda had already heard Ramakrishna Paramahamsa once, when Ramakrishna Paramahamsa came to his college. So, Guru we can't find, Guru finds us. Swami Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya ji explains this in Vivek Chudamani, and you must listen to Gurudev's commentary on that. It is around 4th or 5th talk on Vivek Chudamani that is there of Gurudev, and he will explain the job of a student is to open up like a flower. When the flower opens, bee will find the flower and come and pollinate it. The flower doesn't need to go in search of the bee. And if in case the flower is on top of the mountain where the bee cannot reach, Narayana himself has to become bee and come there. You remember? He, of course, Gurudev is Gurudev. He says Narayana, Bhagavan Mahavishnu, when he has to go, Mahalakshmi asks, where are you going? He says, I am going to be. I am going to become bee and go there. Why? Because if there is a student who is ready, then that student will get a guru. That is how the nature works. That is how God's system works. So our job is not to find guru. Our job is to become eligible, to open like flower. Then the guru will find us. So in case we are thinking, my bad luck, I got a very bad guru. I got a bad guru because I am bad. I always tell this to college students, because they will have lot of complaints against teachers. Correct or no? And you ask teachers, they will also have lot of complaints against students. I say, please don't complain against each other. Why? Because your match is made in heaven. Very simple logic is there. If you were a better student, you would have been in a better college listening and learning from better guru. If the teacher would have been a better teacher, the teacher would have been in a better college teaching better students. The very fact that you are teaching them and they are listening from you means you both deserve each other. So our job is not to find a guru. Our job is to open up like flower. That is to become eligible. Do karma yoga, chitta shuddhi, then the right guru will come to us. When that right guru comes, now my job starts of surrendering to him, approaching him with this right attitude of humility, then to ask the questions and then to serve. You understand now the logic? So, that pariprashnena, sevaya and pranipata, etc., all that we do after we gain chitta shuddhi. Then when you reach such a guru and you ask the right questions, the guru will give knowledge. Upadekshanti te jnanam. Now when he gives knowledge, what I must do? Shravana. I must listen carefully, attentively with faith. Faith is very important. Two things are said. Shraddhaya shravanam kuryat. You must listen with faith. Second thing, sannyasya shravanam kuryat. You give up everything of the world and listen. Which means, shall I wear orange cloth? That is not called sannyasa. Mental sannyasa means what? As long as I am sitting in the class and listening, I don't belong to anyone. I am nobody's son or father or mother or wife or husband. At this moment, I am just a seeker. And I am here as a disciple to listen. That's it. That kind of attitude, so that not that somebody is coming, then you go. Many people ask, no, Viji, nowadays everything is online. Now this class also is happening online. Why to come here? You don't come here because of any other reason. Very simple fact is, in your home, so many other disturbances will be there. In your home, it is your responsibility to focus. Here what happens? The collective energy works. Sanyasya shravanam kuryat. Give up all these attachments and then you listen. Listen with faith. Come to the right central theme or message of the teaching. Then Shravana is complete. After Shravana comes the step of Manana. Manana means reflection. So I have heard, now I need to process it so that what I have heard, that information will become my knowledge. When I listen, it is Guru's knowledge, Acharya's knowledge. When I process, it becomes my knowledge. Manana, very important step. After Manana comes the step of Nididhyasana. Means what? I have heard, I have listened, I have processed, I have come to the conclusion, conviction. Now I must feel that conviction. I must feel what I have understood. So information has become knowledge. Now that knowledge must become wisdom. That process of knowledge becoming wisdom, knowledge becoming my feeling, my experience, is what is called as Nididhyasana, or in general called as Dhyana, which is our topic today. So this Guru Upasadana, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, this path, these steps is what is called as Jnana Yoga. One part of that Jnana Yoga is called as Dhyana Yoga. That is what we are going to see today. Dhyana means meditation or contemplation. Dhyayi, to think. To meditate, that's the dhatu. So dhyana. Actually, 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is sometimes called Dhyana Yoga. Sometimes it is also called Atma Samyama Yoga. Okay, so in our book it will be written as Atma Samyama Yoga. But this also, 6th chapter is well known as Dhyana Yoga because the topic of meditation is discussed. I'll also tell you why it is called Atma Samyama Yoga at the end. But this 6th chapter generally is called that. Also what we observe is, through this Dhyana Yoga, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is referring to the entire Ashtanga Yoga. He's not just talking about Dhyana, because Dhyana is one of the important steps in the Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is another path of 8 limbs or 8 steps. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. These are 8 limbs, 8 steps. In that also one Dhyana comes. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. You see that Dhyana? So this Dhyana Yoga also refers to that entire path of Ashtanga Yoga. That is what we discuss. So after Karma Yoga, after Jnana Yoga we have seen 2 chapters. Jnana Karma Sannyasa and Karma Sannyasa. Remember? 4th and 5th chapter. After that, what one needs to do? One needs to meditate. Karma Sannyasa means what? Giving up everything with total dedication on spiritual path. Now you meditate. That is what is called as Dhyana. Now, meditation is very happening thing today. Everybody wants to meditate. Isn't it? Now, I don't have problem with those people who want to meditate. But my question is, you will meditate on what? Have you listened to the Upanishads or Gita or Vedanta? Because Nididhyasana or meditation step comes after Shravana and Manana, isn't it? You have done Shravana, you have listened to scriptures from the Guru, you have done Manana, so you have had study groups and reflection and all this process has happened, and then you can meditate, because then you know what to meditate upon. Before all that, if we start to meditate, we will meditate on what? And nowadays, music meditation, light meditation, and I don't know what all things are there. Meditation is an industry now. You know that, right? In USA, etc., you go. There is a meditation kit. Meditation wear. The dress that you should wear during the meditation. All that is, you don't know? Arey, what is this? Then the seat with that backrest. And I don't know what all things they do. I'm sure asana, etc. must be very popular, and then they must be putting something, and then maybe putting some light behind also to get that feeling that I'm meditating. You see, dhyana or meditation, what it means. Actually, we have seen so far that in Shravana I have got information. In Manana I have converted that information into knowledge. Now that convinced knowledge I need to feel. For that I sit with that knowledge. That is what I call as meditation. So generally the practice of meditation is what is called as nididhyasana. Careful. Practice of meditation means what? I have not reached the state of meditation yet, but I am practicing so that I will reach that state. Why I am saying like this? Because meditation is not an action. In English I may say I am meditating. To meditate, verb. I may say that in English. But meditation per se is not an action. It is a state. It's a noun. To reach that state of meditation, I must practice the process of meditation. That process of meditation is called as nididhyasana, or another name for it is savikalpa samadhi, or another name for it is dhyana. When I practice that process of meditation, then the state that I reach is called nirvikalpa samadhi, or just simply called samadhi. So please understand, there is a process, practice of meditation, and then there is state meditation, which is the true state. The practice is only to reach. Now, Bhagavan Shri Krishna starts this practice of meditation, the concept of it, in the 5th chapter only, at the end of it. There are 3 verses in the 5th chapter which give the method of meditation. He says, Sparshan kritva bahirbahyan chakshushchaivantare bhruvoho pranapano samo kritva nasabhyantarcharino yatindriya mano buddhihi munihi mokshaparayanaha vigata ichha bhayakrodha yah sada muktah eva sah bhuktaram yajna tapasam sarvalokamaheshwaram surdam sarvabhutanam nyatva mam shanti mrichati. 3 verses at the end of 5th chapter. Actually, this becomes the seed, bija, for the 6th chapter. What is he saying here? He gives a very simple process of meditation. He is explaining the karma sannyasa steps, and he says after giving up all the actions and after approaching the Guru, after doing Shravana Manana, Arjuna, you should do this. What? Keep the objects out. Sparshan kritva bahibhaya. Focus your eyes on the tip of the nose. Means have ardha nimilana mudra. Don't keep your eyes open, don't keep it completely shut, just little bit open so that you can see the tip of the nose. Then what you should do? Moderate your breathing. Prana apano samau kritva. Moderate your breathing. Means look at it. Today Ramana Jayanti, I knew that topic will come sometime. Raman Maharshi explains very beautifully that prana vikshana is the best technique of pranayama. Why? Because once you control the pranas, mind automatically comes under control. Upadeshsar, correct or no? That prana and mind are like the 2 branches of the same tree. Prana is the lower branch, mind is the higher branch. You hold on to prana and put it under control, mind will automatically become calm. So you regulate your breathing so that mind will automatically become calm. Then control that mind. Don't allow the senses to go out. That's what he says. Yata indriya mano buddhi. Your senses, mind and intellect should be under control. And that's called pratyahara, dharana, etc. in Ashtanga Yoga. And then meditate. Now you see, in the method or process of meditation also, there are two steps. One is to control the mind, and another to put that controlled mind in the object of meditation, in the pursuit of meditation. Today, what is taught in the name of meditation is only the first step. And that's why at the end of it, they will say, I felt very good, very calm. Of course, because all throughout the day we are running behind things and we are not even for a moment we are sitting quietly. So the moment you do the first step, you are going to feel good only. But that is not the full meditation. You are controlling the mind so that you can put that controlled mind in the object of meditation, which is Brahman. Unless you know what is that object, you will not be able to do the step 2. So Dhyana Yoga, the path of meditation is what? It is this path. First is the process, Nididhyasana, where you control the mind. And then Dhyana, you put that controlled mind into the object of meditation, into the pursuit of meditation. Is it clear? That is what is mentioned here. And as I said, that end portion of 5th chapter which mentions this becomes the seed for the 6th chapter. In Sridhar Vyakhya, Sridhar Swami, who is one commentator of Bhagavad Gita, he says, Chitte shuddhe api na dhyanam vina sannyasa matratah mukti syat iti shasthesmin dhyana yoga vyatiyate. He says, though the mind is pure and you have done sarvakarma sannyasa, shravana manana, etc., even then probably liberation is not attained because you have not meditated. Therefore, the 6th chapter begins. So, understand how the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita are spanned. First chapter, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, is Arjuna's problem. From 2nd chapter only, Bhagavan starts giving Upadesha. First thing he tells is the goal, Sankhya Nishtha. Then he says where you have to start, Karma Yoga. Then Jnana Karma Sannyasa. Means gain the knowledge of Akartru Atma and act. Then Karma Sannyasa. Then you actually give up everything and approach a guru, do Shravana Manana. Then Dhyana, Nididhyasana. From there, Sankhya. You understand how the 6 chapters are there? Now, one more clarification I must give and then we will go forward. In Advaita Vedanta philosophy, one of the principles of Advaita Vedanta is that knowledge takes place during Shravana and not during Nididhyasana. Careful. Knowledge takes place during Shravana itself. And I am not just talking about the information, but I am telling even the wisdom will happen only at the stage of Shravana. But Vedji, then why step of Nididhyasana? In case the knowledge has not happened in Shravana, that means that there are some obstacles. The removal of obstacles is what is happening in Manana and Nididhyasana. Once the obstacles are removed, knowledge that happens is the same knowledge which has happened during Shravana. So the knowledge is not happening at the time of Nididhyasana. It is happening at Shravana stage alone. And that's why Uttama Adhikaris, those who are absolutely eligible, they don't need Manana and Nididhyasana. Guru told you are Brahman. Realization happened at that very moment. We see that in case of Nachiketas. We see that in case of Arjuna also actually. Nashto moha smritir labdha. Tat prasadat maya achyuta. Sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Arjuna says in 18th chapter. So Uttama Adhikari will gain that knowledge at the time of Shravana itself. In case we have not gained that experiential knowledge, that is probably because we have what is called as asambhavana and viparita bhavana. Two obstacles. Asambhavana means we don't see the possibility of that knowledge. Means, though the Guru is telling I am Brahman, but I have a doubt. Am I really Brahman? Why? Because you are telling who is Brahman? Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Brahman is that who is Satya. Okay, Satya is okay. Jnana is also okay. Ananda. Brahman is Ananda Swarupa. And who am I? Dukkha Swarupa. All the time sad. How can I be Brahman? Now you see, doubt is created. Now that doubt becomes an obstacle for me to experience it. Are you getting? Are you understanding? So knowledge is or should happen during Shravana. But it is not happening because there is some obstacle. I need to remove that obstacle. That happens in Manana. Manana removes asambhavana. Why? Because you reflect, you churn, you understand the logic behind how I am Brahman. Tat pada vichara, tvam pada vichara, mahavakya vichara, etc. you do. Why? So that that clarity comes as to why the Upanishads, why the Guru is telling that I am Brahman. But then there is one more obstacle. Viparita bhavana. I have understood I am Brahman intellectually. But my experience is what? I am Brahmachari Ved Chaitanya. I am Brahmachari. That Brahma, up to that I was correct only, but I don't stop there. I am Brahmachari Ved Chaitanya. Why? That Viparita bhavana, that opposite feeling has become so deep that though I have understood I am Brahman, it is very difficult to experience it. It's another obstacle. For that, Nididhyasana is the step. Swami Vimlananji always gives one story, example of Amtha Bhai. There was a man named Amtha Bhai. And suddenly one day he started to feel that he is a rat. And he started to behave like a rat. So he will take paper and he will start chewing and he will start running and he will start looking for things like this. No, he was fine. Problem was with his wife. Because wife said, what has happened to him? Suddenly he started to feel he is rat. And it was not a passing thing. He continued like that for some time. Wife became worried. So she took him, that Amtha Bhai, to a psychiatrist. And psychiatrist, she told the problem that, my husband has started to feel that he is a rat. You please do something. He said, no problem, you bring him at this time. So she took at that time. Psychiatrist was ready with all his theories and therapies and everything. And he made Amtha Bhai sit. He understood everything. He asked him a lot of questions. Why do you think you are a rat? And how do you think you are a rat? And a lot of questions asked. And then he started to explain, you see, this is a picture of rat. Look yourself into the mirror. Do you look like this? Do you have, long ears? No. Do you have a tail? No. Look at me. Do we both look similar? I am a man. You are also a man. You are not a rat. Understood? Amtha Bhai said, understood. Then he said, doctor, I cannot be rat. Why? I don't look like this. He said, correct. Very good. Understood now? Clear? He said, yes, clear. Good, now go. The fellow went with his wife. In 5 minutes, he came back running to the doctor. Doctor, there is a problem. Doctor said, what happened? What problem? He said, as I was going home, I saw a cat. Then doctor said, Amtha Bhai, What have we understood? He said, no, I remember that I am not a rat. But the cat doesn't know that I am not a rat. So cat may eat me. He may repeat with his words that I am not rat, I am a man. But deep inside he still feels he is rat. This is called viparita bhavana. My experience of being jiva, being a man or a woman or of this age, is so deep that even after gaining knowledge and even after getting clarity on that knowledge, I don't experience it. That also becomes an obstacle. That is removed in nididhyasana. Again I am telling, Shravana matrena jnanam bhavati. Knowledge happens by Shravana alone, because Shravana removes abhavana. Abhavana means ignorance. But in case after Shravana that knowledge is not happening, that is probably because there are obstacles, asambhavana and viparita bhavana, which have to be removed through manana and nididhyasana respectively. So Shravana removes abhavana, manana removes asambhavana, nididhyasana removes viparita bhavana. How will it remove viparita bhavana? The feeling that I am jiva, or I am man, or I am Hindu, I am a Brahmana, I am Indian, these kind of feelings have gone very deep in our heart. So deep that even when I am sleeping, if somebody calls my name, I get up. Imagine, in your sleep when you are not aware of anything, you don't even remember whether you are a man or a woman. You don't even remember whether you are sleeping in Bangalore or in Maharashtra or in Kochi. You don't remember anything. But that attachment with the name that is given to this body is so strong that when somebody calls, I get, anybody called me? So that deep feeling that I have about I being jiva, that much deep the knowledge has to go. Imagine a glass of water, and at the bottom of that glass, some dirt has fallen. Okay? Some dirt is there at the bottom. Because of the glass, you can see that it is at the bottom. Now imagine if you take your finger and move it on top. Will you remove that dirt? No. You have to take a spoon which will go up to the depth of water where there is dirt and then remove it. Ajnana and adhyasa, ignorance and the superimposition that I am this jiva, has gone so deep that knowledge at the surface level will not remove it. Now this process of making this surface level knowledge deep so that it can remove the wrong notion, this process is called as nididhyasana. This is what Shankaracharya in Atmabodha says, Harati avidya vikshepan rogani varasayanam. He says that Brahma asmiti vasana, that aham Brahma asmi, it is a thought now. That thought has to go so deep that it becomes your vasana. Then it will remove the vasana that I am jiva. This is what Gurudev will say, thinning of vasana. That thought becomes very thin, means very subtle. It goes so deep that no other thought is now coming. Now that opposite thought, viparita bhavana, that wrong notion which is there, which will be removed. So this is the process of nididhyasana, we must understand. So dhyana yoga is two phase. One is the process or practice of meditation, and another is the state of meditation. In the practice of meditation also we saw that there are two stages. One is controlling the mind, and another is employing that controlled mind towards the object or pursuit of meditation. Clear? This is dhyana yoga. With this understanding, if you study 6th chapter, everything will become clear, everything will fall in its correct place. Right. Chalo, now we will start. Very interestingly, Now the step that is going on is after karma sannyasa, after shravana and manana, Arjuna is supposed to meditate. Nididhyasana is the step. But Bhagavan Shri Krishna starts 6th chapter by glorifying karma yoga. This is Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Why? You see, anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karotiyah sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriyah. He says, karma yogi is true sannyasi and karma yogi is true dhyana yogi. So far what we thought, that I have to do karma yoga, then chitta shuddhi, then approach a guru, then shravana manana. I have left karma yoga long back. He says no. Karma yoga you have to continue, because that karma sannyasa can only be achieved by karma yogi. Dhyana yoga, practice of meditation and attaining the state of meditation, can only be achieved by karma yogi. Now, when we study Bhagavad Gita, sometimes we feel that Bhagavan Shri Krishna is obsessed with karma yoga. Because anything happens, he will come back to karma yoga. And not just now. You will see later on also in 12th chapter, he will put that Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasad, jnanad dhyanam vishishyate, dhyanat karma phalatyaga. He will put everything in gradation, and then at the end he will say the best is karma yoga only. We must understand why. The main reason for it is we are only eligible for meditation, for karma yoga. And karma yoga practice is not very far from meditation. If we have practiced karma yoga correctly, shravana, manana, nididhyasana steps will happen like this. It will happen like this. That's the secret. Many times, that's why yesterday also and day before yesterday I was emphasizing, never say that seva is some lower kind of sadhana. Don't underestimate seva. Because seva goes long way. In seva, your mind becomes so pure and so ready that next steps just happen like this. And that's why Bhagavan is again emphasizing that you perfect karma yoga, everything else will happen. Also, he is mother. Shri Krishna is God, is our mother, no? He is worried that if I tell about this jnana and dhyana, etc., in haste, Arjuna may give up action. He should not give up action. Arjuna means all of us. So out of compassion, he is reminding, I am going to explain meditation, but remember what you have to do. You have to practice dhyana, karma yoga only. Don't forget that. You will come to dhyana, okay, yes. You practice that also. I am giving you steps. But you have to do karma yoga. That is how he starts. Then he says, when that shift can happen from karma yoga to karma sannyasa. And then when can you go from karma sannyasa to dhyana? He is explaining all these steps. That's why I say that in Bhagavad Gita, no, many people study for many times, but they don't get the essence. Because this logical flow of Shri Krishna is not understood. Generally what we do is, we study Bhagavad Gita from some other person's perspective. We study some commentary, no, somebody's interpretation of Bhagavad Gita. That's why I remember once somebody had asked Guruji, Swami Tejomananji, they asked, Guruji, according to you, which is the best commentary on Bhagavad Gita? And he said, the best commentary on Bhagavad Gita is Bhagavad Gita itself. Why? What can be better than that? If you understand the logic of Shri Krishna, no, then everything fits. When we listen to Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna, it gives solutions. When we try to understand Bhagavad Gita from the perspective of Shri Krishna, it gives joy. Because then you understand, that is why he is telling this. He says, Aru rukshor muner yogam karma karana uchyate. Yoga rudasya tasyeva shamah karana uchyate. He says, as long as you have not gained chitta shuddhi, karma, that is karma yoga, is the path for you. Once you have gained chitta shuddhi, then karma sannyasa or giving up, shravana manana, and then nididhyasana, that is the path for you. So till the time you don't become eligible for knowledge, don't give up karma yoga. And as we have seen earlier, we don't have to give up karma at all. When we are eligible for the next step, karma will give us up. So don't think about when can I give up, when can I... Just keep walking. That is the point that he says. Taking this as thread, he explains the concept of yoga rudha. Okay? I don't have enough time to explain everything, but I'll just give you hint for many people who have studied. Yoga rudha basically means yoga arudha, one who has climbed upon yoga, one who is established in yoga. But we have seen two meanings of the word yoga, isn't it? Yoga as the path and yoga as the goal. So yoga rudha also are of two types. One is the sadhaka yoga rudha, who is ready for dhyana yoga. So uchcha sadhaka is one type of yoga rudha, who is established on spiritual path. He is established on the path yoga. And second yoga rudha is siddha. Siddha means one who is established in that goal, yoga. Both types are given here. In 4th verse of 6th chapter, he gives yoga rudha from sadhaka's perspective. That is sadhaka yoga rudha. And then 8th and 9th verse, they both are giving the siddha yoga rudha. So 4th verse and 8th and 9th. What about the 5th, 6th, 7th? They explain how to become sadhaka yoga rudha. Very famous verses. Uddhared atmanatmanam, natmanam avasadhayet, atmaiva hi atmano bandhuhu, atmaiva ripuratmanaha, bandhuratma atmanastasya, yena atma eva atmana jitaha, anatmanastu shatrutve vartet atmaiva shatruvat. All these famous verses where he is explaining how you should become that sadhaka yoga rudha. Means how should you become established on the path of spirituality. How you should do that? Uddhared atmanatmanam. Lift yourself by yourself. And then what? Control your mind. That is chitta shuddhi. So practice karma yoga. That's what he is telling. That will make you firm on the path. Then to be established in the goal, what you should do? That is the main topic of nididhyasana, which starts from 10th verse and goes up to 28th verse. So you are now established on the path. Means you are very clear that you want to get liberated. This is what you want. So you have done karma yoga. Now you are clear. Chitta shuddhi is there. Focus is there. And you are going to the guru, doing shravana manana. Now, how to be established in that goal, how to reach that state of meditation, that is the process that he gives now. And very systematically, first he explains nididhyasana or savikalpa samadhi, and then he comes to nirvikalpa samadhi. From verses 10 to 14 of 6th chapter, he is giving the process or steps of practice of meditation. Okay, please remember why I am saying practice of meditation. Practice of meditation is nididhyasana. Meditation is state, which is nirvikalpa samadhi or samadhi. This is practice of meditation. For that, steps are given. Steps are there for action. Meditation is not an action. Practice is an action. So we are practicing meditation, and therefore steps are there. He gives yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasistita, etc., etc. What is he telling? He starts from very basic. This is this 6th chapter. No, this particular what do you say? This section is like that cooking recipe book. Cooking recipe books, no? Veji, what books nowadays we watch only YouTube? Okay. But there also they step 1, step 2, they will be giving, no? Exactly like that Bhagavan Shri Krishna is giving. Step number 1, do this. Step number 2, do this. Step number 3, like that. What is the first thing? He says, Shuchau deshe pratisthapya. First, find a place which is clean. Atmanam rahasya sthita, secret place. Rahasi. He uses the word secret. Ekaki. You should be in solitude, alone. So sorry to all those people who do group meditation. Sorry. My apologies. Why? Shri Krishna is telling, find a place which is clean, secret. Secret means not everybody is coming and peeping. That is what it means. And which is in solitude. No, you will say, Vedji, we live in Bangalore. 1.5 crore people staying in such a small place of land. How do you think we will find a place which is alone? Why? All that time we are surrounded by people. In case you can't find that place, then find that time. I tell you, Sanskrit is such a great language. Because in Sanskrit, Saptami Vibhakti indicates both, place also and time also. And Rahasi is in Saptami Vibhakti. Shuchau, Deshe, Saptami Vibhakti. So he says, find a place that is clean. And Ekaki, if you can't find that place, then find that time. Means, if you are living in a house where there are 10 people, then you get up before everybody gets up and meditate. That is possible or no? Nowadays, anyways, people sleep by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So for sure, they are not getting up before 6. I tell you, you may complain saying that, nowadays generation is so bad. It is good for us. Why? They are giving us full freedom to do our sadhana. Imagine if they were very good people and getting up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. When will we do sadhana? All the time they are on our head only. I will go and to meditate and they will say, Amma, tea. What meditation no? I have to go and make tea. So they are very considerate youngsters who care about your sadhana so much that they don't get up early to disturb you. So don't complain that they are getting up so late. Very good. Let them sleep so that you can meditate. So if in case we cannot find that place, then find that time. A time where you are alone, where you are not having any disturbance. Shuchau deshe pratishtha. And then sthiramasanam atmanaha. There should be a seat which is firm. And he gives na ati uchritam, na ati nicham, chailajina kushottaram. That's why I said it's like recipe. In the recipe also, when they will say take tomato, then they will explain, no, take a tomato which is red in color, little soft, not very hard. They will explain everything. A good chef will always explain. So immediately Bhagavan Shri Krishna says the seat should be firm. Means what? It should not be too high. Means what? You are sitting on top of the bed, you have kept the asan, and then what will happen when you close your eyes? Suddenly you will feel like you are falling. Isn't it? It happens. Because when we close our eyes and we try to meditate, now our orientation goes off. Therefore, we should not be, going to the mountain tops, etc. to meditate. No need. No need. Famous story that Swami Swarupananji always tells about Gurudev, that those youngsters had gone on top of the mountain to meditate. And so all the other people were complaining, what is this? They went there and all top of the hill. And Gurudev said, shut up. Then he looked at the youngsters and said, don't go on top of the mountain to meditate. Don't go to peaks of the mountain to meditate. Reach the peaks in meditation. What a beautiful thing. Na ati uchritam. Don't have a seat which is on very high. Or na ati nicham. I am going to create a dig a hole inside the ground and there I am going to meditate. Are you go there and meditate and somebody walking falls on you. What will you do? I said, see, these fancy things we should not try, okay? I know that we love doing all these things. As human beings, doing simple sadhana is very boring. And therefore we always want to do these fancy things. But that will not achieve the goal that we want. Na ati uchritam, na ati nisham. Chaila ajina kusha uttaram. He said kusha, grass should be there. Then ajina, deer skin or tiger skin, etc. And then on top cloth. Okay, he is talking about 5,500 years back when ajina, etc. was very easily available. Now it is not available. Yeah, Vedji. So, I don't think I will be able to meditate. Why? He said Chailajina Kush. Please say sorry to Sri Krishna, saying that I can't get ajina, so I will use cloth and continue, okay? You don't have to stop the entire process of meditation because you didn't get that ajina. That you don't have to do that. Okay? What it means is the seat should be such that it doesn't carry the heat or cold of the ground. Please understand the psychology behind it. Sometimes in Bangalore, etc., now also the floor is very cold. So there is a possibility that if you sit directly there for meditation, after some time that cold will catch your feet, etc. Isn't it? And then it will disturb your meditation. So don't. Have an asana in between which doesn't carry the heat, cold of the ground. Also, that kind of chaila, ajina and kusha, grass, etc., what it also does is ants and all these insects which are roaming, they will also not come and disturb you. And that grass is put, or what we call chatai, we put that. When that is there, then you must have seen the ant will come and will change the direction and will go somewhere else. So basically that we remain safe from the heat and cold of the ground and from other insects. That's it. So have that kind of asana. Then what? Then upavishya asana. Then you should have a good posture also. On that asana, you are sitting. That sitting posture also should be right. So the word asana is used in two ways. Asana also means the seat that I take, and asana also means seating posture. Both mean asana. In Ashtanga Yoga, asana refers to the posture. Asana is one of the steps, isn't it? Yama, Niyama, Asana. Different asanas are there. Tadasana, Vrikshasana, remember? All those postures, yoga postures, we practice so that I can sit for meditation comfortably without my body complaining. Please note, postures of yogasanas are not to show my flexibility. Postures I practice so that I can sit comfortably, either in Sukhasana, folded legs that you sit, or Ardha Padmasana, one leg up, or complete Padmasana, or in today's case, if you can't, then chair. But that asana practice is for posture. That once I sit in this posture, I don't have to keep shifting. That's the purpose. So what kind of posture should I have? Samam kaya shirogrivam dharayanna chalam sthiraha. That I should have my backbone straight, not bent. Backbone should be straight. And then hand should be comfortably put. Okay? Not like this. You can't meditate like this. Okay? It is very good to see somebody doing like this in TV. That is how we have grown up. Everybody used to, oh man, I don't know why they used to do so much in Kharja, etc. That's not my topic. Point is, hand should not be too much of, why? Because after some time, you will have strain. So comfortably you keep hand either on your knees or interlock it and place it. Understand the philosophy. Philosophy is what? That the body should be kept in such a way that it should neither go to sleep nor should it create any strain or disturbance for me. Because if body creates that disturbance, that mind which is trying to meditate will have to come to the level of body. That should not happen. And then eyes, we said also, sampreksha nasikagram swam. I tell you, Sri Krishna is the best. Why? He says sampreksha, having seen carefully what? Nasikagram. Nasika means nose. Agram means tip. But then he says nasikagram swam. Your own nasikagra you have to see. See how careful he is. Otherwise you will keep some other person and will start looking at his nasikagra. No, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. He says nasikagram swam. That is only one meaning of nasikagram swam, okay? Swam nasikagram. You look at the tip of your own nose. Again, what do you mean by you look at the tip of your own nose? As I said, you don't keep your eyes open because that will add on distractions. You don't keep eyes completely closed because then you may fall into sleep. So, Ardha Nimilana Mudra it is called. The eyes are half open, half closed. Ardha means half. Ardha Nimilana. So, just not completely tightly, not completely open, but just so that you can look at the tip of the tongue, tip of the nose. Okay? Don't say that to look at the tip of the nose, no, I have to. That is not what Sri Krishna is telling. That make your eyes like this and twinkle. No need. But what he means is Ardha Nimilana Mudra. That is the asana, the seat as well as the posture. Then what? Then Yata Chitta Indriya Kriya. Kriya means pranas. Indriya means senses. And Chitta means mind. So control your pranas through what is called as prana vikshana. Observing the breathing. So you observe. Don't change it. Don't take deep breaths, etc. Not required. Just look at the breathing. Just observe. How am I breathing? Inhale, exhalation. How it is happening. Why? Because that itself will quieten the mind. Control the senses means don't allow the mind to go out through senses. And then control the mind. Control the mind means don't allow mind to break into any thoughts. These 3 steps are the next 3 steps of Ashtanga Yoga. After asana comes pranayama, pratyahara and dharana. Pranayama means controlling pranas. Pratyahara means controlling senses. Dharana means holding the mind. Not allowing it to break into thoughts. And then after you have done this, then you meditate. What do you mean by meditate? The knowledge that you have gained through Shravana Manana, what is the main knowledge? The main knowledge is I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Now that one thought you repeat in your mind, not repeat, you keep in your mind. Nididhyasana is defined in Advaita Vedanta philosophy as Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha. Flow of thoughts of same nature. Sajatiya. And what is that thought? Brahmakara Vritti. A thought of I am Brahman. But why are you saying flow of thoughts? Because there can be different thoughts. I am Sat. I am Chit. I am Ananda. I am Avyaya. I am Avinashi. I am Akhanda. I am Nitya. It may look like these are different thoughts. But actually all of them are saying I am Brahman. So you allow flow of these same kind of thoughts or the thoughts of same I am Brahman nature. That flow is called as Nididhyasana. Dhyana. Savikalpa Samadhi. Okay? Now you do this. When you keep doing this, slowly you will start to go towards that state of meditation. Remember, this is practice of meditation. Now from this practice of meditation, we are reaching the state of meditation. So how is that state achieved? State is an effortless state, isn't it? It is not what I do in that state. In the process, in the practice, I am doing, but then in the state, I am just being. How do I convert myself from doing to being? By doing. Effortlessness is achieved through lot of efforts. When you learned how to ride a bicycle, there's a lot of effort involved, isn't it? Because you have to paddle also, you have to control the direction also, handle also. And sometimes what used to happen, you try to control the handle, but then you stop paddling in the process because there are too many things. Initially it was lot of efforts. But when you put lot of efforts, then what happened? Then it became effortless. It became effortless, isn't it? Then you used to go. Then you don't need one hand. Then after some time you don't need other hand also. Because you are controlling only through your seat. Then after that you can stand on top of the thing. Why? It has become effortless now. How did I achieve that effortlessness? Through lot of efforts. Same thing with everything. Learning to ride bicycle, learning to ride a bike, driving, too many things. A, B, C, accelerator, brake, clutch, and gear is there, and then you have to press the, then release that, and in the process you should make sure that you are not going somewhere else. And through the two, mirrors, you have to look behind also. And then when you have to turn, show the indicator, the correct indicator. I showed indicator, but you showed left indicator and you turned right. There are too many things. But once you practice, once you put lot of efforts, then it becomes effortless. How you drive now? Then while doing that, you can talk on phone also and listen to music also and talk to other people, fight with other people. You can do all that. Why? Driving has become effortless. So my effort can be put in some other thing. That is how we do. So that state of samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, that effortless state is achieved through effort. So nididhyasana is that practice which I have to keep doing. Now before we reach from this practice to that effortless state, again compassionate Bhagavan says there are some minute adjustments that you need to make in your lifestyle, he says. Means I may be practicing meditation for half an hour, but how my practice of half an hour goes depends on what I did in remaining 23.5 hours. True or no? So now Bhagavan comes and says, when you are practicing, please be careful that your life as such is balanced. Na atyashnatastu yogosti, na cha ekantam anashnatah, na chati swapnashilasya, na jagratah naiva charjuna. Yuktahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapna avabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. Very clearly Bhagavan says, yoga is not possible for a person who eats too much, nor for a person who doesn't eat at all. Gautam Buddha, he learned this in a very difficult way. In his practice, he writes the middle path. He came to that middle path, how? Because he starved himself, thinking that why should I eat? I want to liberate. Why should I eat? I want to liberate. But then he understood that empty stomach, I can't meditate. Completely filled stomach also, I cannot meditate. So there should be balance. For one who keeps sleeping cannot meditate. One who keeps remaining awake without sleep also cannot meditate. That's why there should be yukta, there should be a balanced what? Ahara and vihara. You are eating and you are roaming. Means the effort of digesting that food should be balanced. Yukta cheshtasya karmasu, your actions should be balanced. Don't overwork, but don't stop the work totally. Yukta swapna avabodhasya, your sleeping time and wake up, awake time should also be balanced. See, anybody who practices this meditation, this nididhyasana, must have experienced this. In case we sleep little extra, 10 hours, etc., even then we can't meditate. Actually, we are dull throughout the day. And even if we undersleep 4 hours, 3 hours only we sleep, then the moment we sit for meditation, we will sleep. And that's why Bhagavan says here, be careful, make these small adjustments in your lifestyle. Then that practice of meditation, nididhyasana, that effort will make you reach that effortless state. The state of nirvikalpa samadhi. What is that state? He explains next. Yada viniyatam chittam atmanyevavatisthate nispruha sarvakamebhyah yukta ityuchyate tada yatha deepo nivatastha na ingate sopama smrita yogino yatachittasya yunjato yogamatmanaha. Very beautiful. He says, when the mind merges in the self and it stays there without any movement, that is the state of meditation. What is the culmination? What are we trying to achieve in this meditation? That the mind becomes one with the self, with the object of meditation, that is Brahman, the self. So mind doesn't remain a separate entity. So I don't have to do anything to satisfy that mind. Mind has become one with self and doesn't move. It is like what? He says, upama smrita. There is an example, there is an analogy which is remembered. And what is that? Yatha deepaha nivatastha. Like a flame of a lamp in a windless space. The flame of a lamp which is here is flickering. Because wind is coming from here and there and it is flickering. Imagine that same lamp, that same flame in a place where there is no wind blowing. That flame remains same. Isn't it? Doesn't flicker. He says the mind has merged with the self and it no more flickers. It no more wavers. That is the state of nirvikalpa samadhi. What a brilliant explanation. If you go deeper into it, actually the flame, you know how it is? It is continuous flame that is rising from the wick. The wick and the oil and everything is there and it is rising, but it appears as though it is steady. So there may be many thoughts, but all those thoughts are in the same Brahman. So the mind which naturally has thoughts is merged in Brahman. And therefore it looks like a flame of a lamp in a windless place. Gurudev used to explain it as, when the last thought is thoughted and no more thought is thoughting, that is the state of meditation. Means what? When the mind's thoughts have stopped. But Veji, how can mind stop the thoughts? Because mind is no mind. Now, why? Because mind has become Brahman. Manasaha amani bhave. That's the explanation which is given. It is the no mind state of the mind. This is what Raman Maharshi explains in Upadesar also. Ajya dharaya srotasa samam sarala chintanam viralataf param bheda bhavanat sohamityasau bhavanabhida pavani mata bhava shunya sadbhava susthitihi bhavana balat bhaktiruttama ritsthale mana swasthata kriya. You understand? That is what he is explaining. The process of nididhyasana is what? Ajya dharaya srotasa samam. Chintana, dhyana should be how? Like a flow of ajya, ghee. So the thoughts of I am Brahman should flow how? Like ghee. How does ghee flow? Not in bits and pieces. There is a continuity in the flow. Yes or no? Or another example he gives is srotasa samam, like a flow of river. So that continuous, sustained flow of thoughts of same type, sajatiya vritti prava. That is nididhyasana. And through that, what are you achieving? Bhava shunya sadbhava susthiti. Where now bhava shunyata is there is no more thoughts, but sadbhava susthiti. But that sadbhava, that experience of I am Brahman, that sat swarupa is there. This ritsthale manaswastata, mind has become merged in that ritshthala. Ritshthala is the place of self. Hridaya is the place of self. That is where the mind has merged. That is called as nirvikalpa samadhi. What a brilliant thing. Now Bhagavan says, be careful. What? No. When that mind is going in Brahman and merging, there is a chance that mind may come back or may flicker again. How? Either some outer stimuli is calling, or some your own vasanas are prompting. Possible. And because of that, what will happen? Mind will go here and there. What you should do? Shanaihi uparamet. Bring that mind again and again back. Buddhya dhriti grihitaya. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva. See? It may arise because of sankalpa. Some desire, some vasana. Every single time the mind breaks into some other thought, bring that mind back. Make that mind merge in intellect. Make that intellect merge in total intellect. Make that total intellect merge in the self. This is a process given in Upanishads also. It is also given in Bhagavad Gita. It will come later. But that is what you should do. Such a person who attains this final state of nirvikalpa samadhi, the state of thoughtlessness, is called yogi. And that yogi becomes Brahman. He doesn't just realize Brahman, he becomes Brahman. He experiences that bliss of Brahman. Brahma bhutam akalmasham. Sukhena brahma samsparsham. That is how Bhagavan explains in this 6th chapter. How is that yogi? Further explained in 4 verses. Description of that parama yogi or jnani is given. Sarva bhutasthamaatmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami na sachame na pranashyati sarva bhutassthitam yomam bhajati ekattvamastitah sarvatha vartamanopi sa yogi mai vartate atma upammena sarvatra samam pashyati sorjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo mata. Very beautiful shlokas where that samattu buddhi of that yogi. Why? Because once that mind has become one with Brahman, that yogi perceives only Brahman. So wherever his mind goes, he sees Brahman. Yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra samadhaya. Wherever the mind goes, samadhi happens there. What a state. Now what is our situation? Mind goes here and there, I have to bring it and put it into samadhi. Says for that yogi, wherever the mind goes, samadhi happens there. Arjuna, reach this state. But remember, karma yoga, Thoughtlessness cannot be achieved without just by giving up thought. Actionlessness cannot be achieved just by giving up actions. We saw, no, that effort makes it effortless. So action performed with that karma yoga attitude will make you actionless. Thoughts put in the direction of God will make you thoughtless. Remember Arjuna to do this. Now Arjuna says, Bhagavan, very good explanation you gave. I appreciate. 3 claps for you. But I don't think I can do it. But the philosophy is very good. And the way you have explained step by step, Savikalpa Samadhi, Nididhyasana, what are the steps, and how the fine adjustments, and how to go to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and how that Nirvikalpa Samadhi state is. It's like that Deepaha Nivatastha, very nice. And then that Parama Yogi, that Jnani, how does that Parama Yogi sees the world, sees the entire world as Brahman, very good. But I have a technical difficulty. And the technical difficulty is, my mind is very turbulent. Chanchalam hi manah Krishna. Pramathi balavadridam. Tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. What are you saying, Bhagavan? It all sounds very good. But that first step which you said, no, control your mind. That itself is not possible. Control your mind, how? Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, it is difficult, but not impossible. Arjuna, I accept. Manah chanchalam, no, chalam. Arjuna said, Manas chanchalam. Bhagavan says, no, mano durnigraham chalam. It is little bit turbulent, but abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. You can control that mind through abhyasa, repeated practice, and vairagya, detachment. Because of these words or verses, this chapter is called Atma Samyama Yoga. You understand, no? Why Dhyana Yoga name is given, why Atma Samyama Yoga also. Both are correct only. Dhyana because the practice is explained of Dhyana. Atma Samyama because he is explaining how to control the mind. Actually, what is Dhyana? That only, controlling the mind. First step is that only. So now he says, Arjuna, keep practicing and keep detaching from the world. The more you bring the world into your meditation, you will have problem. Keep that world outside. How? Keep detaching yourself. Detaching doesn't mean giving up objects or giving up people. Giving up our connection or our attachment with them, our expectation from them. That is what it means. Mentally we have to give up, not physically. And then keep practicing. Today it will not come under your control. Tomorrow it will not come. This entire year it may not come. But you keep practicing. One day it will come under your control. We often ask this question, no? Veji, when we sit for japa, when we sit for meditation, my mind doesn't remain there. It goes here and there. So I have given up meditation. Don't give up meditation. Give up that wandering of the mind. Because my mind is not staying in one place, don't stop the practice. Keep practicing. Today, maybe if I do it for 20 minutes, for 1 second, it may come under control out of those 20 minutes. Okay, let me break that bubble also for you. If you think that you are comfortably meditating for hours together, either you are sleeping or you have no idea what is happening in your meditation. Why? Because if you have reached that stage, you surely would not have come to listen to Brahmachari Ved Chaitanya talking on Dhyana Yoga. If you are here, please don't fool yourself and say that I am meditating for hours together. It is not possible. If for a moment or two our mind becomes quiet, that itself is a great thing. So let us not be under some kind of delusion that I am going to practice 2 hours. What 2 hours? 2 minutes also, if nicely it happens. So we practice generally for 20 minutes so that in that 20 minutes, that 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, mind will become calm. That is how you have to start. So all those people who are getting the 2 seconds, no, don't feel bad. It is good. 2 seconds is long time. Why? It's better than 1 second. And surely better than 0 seconds. So please don't feel disheartened or anything. Keep practicing. I'll tell you one secret and then I will stop. If you think your meditation is not happening correctly, do seva properly. Vedji, why do you come again and again to that simple? Because Sri Krishna is coming again and again to Karma Yoga. There is one very simple mechanism. If any step is not happening correctly, you should come one step back and perfect that. Then the next step will automatically happen fine. That's the secret. In any field, music, sports, in any field. If something is not happening correctly, don't keep trying that. No, come one step back and try and perfect that. Then the next step will happen correct. Vedji, it is very good. I appreciate all your enthusiasm in explaining this. And I also appreciate Sri Krishna telling to Arjuna that it is difficult but not impossible. But still I think I won't be able to do. Okay, no problem. If you think that you cannot follow this process of karma sannyasa and shravana, manana, nididhyasana, savikalpa samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, if you cannot do that, no problem. Why? Today is only the 4th day. 5 more paths he is going to show. So the next that he starts with is devotion actually. He will take it through Jnana Vijnana Yoga, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga, and finally to Bhakti Yoga. But the topic of devotion he starts. If you think this is difficult, try that. Okay? So I have given you reason to come tomorrow. This is a marketing technique. You should always end with cliffhanger. All right. We'll continue tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.